What's up, everybody? It's me, Kishara, and I'm back with my first sit-down video. Today, we're gonna get serious. This is my first story time that I've ever done on my channel. And as you read by the title, you know I'm doing a story time on how I found out I was pregnant at 17 in high school. There's been so many people asking me, how was pregnancy? How did your parents take it? How did this? How's that? How was labor? So I figured I'd make like a pregnancy series because, you know, you guys are going to see my daughter on this channel a lot. And I might as well share that little part of me about how, you know, she became my daughter. So we got to first start out on how I found out I was pregnant. How I found out I was pregnant. I'm going to walk you through the whole day up until I took the test. It was just going to be that whole part of the day, like of me finding out. Kaylani's due date was September 19th, which means that she was conceived in December. She was born September 12th, 2018. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until May. And May is when I took an official pregnancy test. Peed on a stick, got the little plus sign, and yeah, that's the day that I found out. But I'm gonna walk you through the first couple of months. The first couple of months, I didn't feel any symptoms at all. I didn't throw up not once during my pregnancy, not in the morning, not at night, nothing. No nausea, no queasiness, nothing. So I was on a step team in high school. And January is when we had like one of our first competitions, and I was still stepping, I was still throwing girls in the air, I was still doing cartwheels and splits, and nothing felt different, nothing changed about me. And then we can get into like February. I had my cycle, but it was like, it didn't seem different. It seemed the same, except the color was just a little bit off. But you know, in my mind, I'm not really thinking much about it. I'm just like, look, I'm on my period. I want it to be over. So February, I wasn't really thinking much about it either because I thought it was normal. March comes around and I don't get a period at all. Like no spotting, no nothing at all. And that's when I started Googling and I started worrying, and I was looking at this and I was looking at that. And at one point it was like, oh, you have cancer. And then at another point it was like, oh, you're pregnant. Oh, you have a cold. Like the color of your period could mean so many different things. Like it's just too much. It's too much. But so yeah, I didn't get my period at all. And I was just Googling. And then I ran across this one thing, and I just kept like, pregnancy was just always there. It was always there. It was either uterine cancer or something like that, or pregnancy. And I was like, oh my God, am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? So I kind of just pushed it to the back of my mind because I was like, I'm not throwing up. Like I was looking at all the symptoms of pregnancy and I was like, I'm not throwing up. I'm not craving anything weird. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing anything like that. And I'm still playing sports. I'm still doing. So, you know, I didn't think much of it. So I kind of just put it to the back of my mind like a dummy, but I put it to the back of my mind. March, April, still no cycle. So at this point, I'm stressing. I'm worrying, I'm stressing, and I'm worrying. And I'm Googling every single night, and I'm doing just all this crazy. I had a couple of friends in high school that knew about this. I would say 3 good friends that knew about this. The 3 main people that knew about it, I was really cool with. 2 of them were in my first bell, which was nutrition and wellness. We kind of became really good friends when we had to sit at the same table. And the 3rd one, I've known for almost like ever since I moved over here. I've known her forever. So of course she would know because she was like my best friend at the time. So they were telling me, girl, you're not pregnant. You just crazy. You just crazy. You just crazy. 2 of them were telling me that. The other one that was in my chorus class, let me give them names. Shoot, should I give them names? Because like, if I give them names, I won't be able to keep up with them. And I'm not going to use their real names because I don't know if they want to be put out there like that. Okay, we're just going to call them A, B, and C. A, B, and C. I've known her for basically my whole time, my whole high school life. Okay, B and C I met in nutrition and wellness, okay? So A and B was telling me, girl, don't worry, you're just going crazy. You're just in your head, da, 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 da. You're fine, you're not even growing. I didn't grow at all. Like, I didn't gain any weight. But C, on the other hand, she was telling me, I don't know, Keisha, I don't know, da, 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 da. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, C, why are you doing this? Bro, that fly, it's not gonna fly. Like, it's not flying with me right now. It's just me off. Okay, but this fly, Lord. But see, she was just the one that was really pushing, like, there's something wrong with me. So later in April, like in late April going into May, I was like Googling still, and then I came across this one thing. It was called phantom pregnancy. And since I was worrying about it for months, I was like, maybe I'm just experiencing that because I'm not throwing up, I'm not growing, I'm not doing anything, you know, nothing's going on with me. So maybe I'm experiencing a phantom pregnancy. So that's where I was at that point. I was like, yeah, I'm just in my head. I just need to stop stressing about it and let it go. I'm clearly not pregnant. If I'm not growing, nothing's changing about me. I'm perfectly fine. We're getting into May. No period again. And now all of a sudden I have this brown line going down my stomach. I was Googling it and everybody's like everybody on Google was like, yeah, I got a little line on my stomach. I'm just like that. Da, da, da. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is normal. No. So I go to school A that I discovered the line. And I'm in class talking to B and C because A wasn't in this class. So we're in the classroom, whatever, and I show them the line, and B is like, oh shoot. And then C is like, Keisha, I told you something's going on. You need to take a test. Like, you need to take a test. I don't know what's going on. And that's when I was just like, look, I'm gonna take the test. And then also my breast was feeling really weird. I don't know if this is a TMI, but I was developing milk, obviously, but it was feeling different and weird. No, but seriously, if you squeezed it, like, clear stuff would come out. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm pregnant. 14th, that's when I was talking to B and C, and I was like, look, I need to take a pregnancy test, but you know, right now I'm broke. So B's mom was a nurse, and she acquired the pregnancy test for me. So the next day, which was May 15th, B came to school, and A, B, and C both know that they all knew that I was taking the test. So we went to the classroom, and my teacher, she knew too. My teacher of nutrition and wellness, she knew about all this that was going on. So she let us take the pass and go to the bathroom. And we went to the bathroom on the 800 hall because I just wanted to walk. So we walked all the way. It was only like 2 halls down, so it wasn't that far, but we went to the furthest bathroom that there was because I just wanted to be away from everybody. So we got down there, and I was breathing. I was drinking water all morning. So we got to the bathroom, and I took one more chug of that water. I went into the bathroom. I was holding the test, and I was shaking. Like, my hand was like, I was shaking. And I'm scared. I'm glad I didn't get pee on myself, but I was just shaking. And mind you, it's the beginning of the day. It's like 8 something in the morning. So it's best to pee on the stick in the morning. At least that's what the internet says. So I pee on the stick. And I don't even know how it works. Like, I was shaking so bad. Peed on the stick, and then, you know, closed it up, did all what I had to do, walked out of the stall, and I gave A the test. So A, B, and C, they were standing with the test. I went and I was washing my hands, looking in the mirror like, God, please, please, I'm so sorry. Like, don't let this be. Then, a couple minutes later, you know, I mean, you probably don't know, but there's like little bars on there that load, and it feels like they take forever. But it was supposed to be like 5 minutes, but it felt like it took forever. It felt like it took eternity. Them little bars were loading. And then every time another bar like loaded on the test, their face was like, you know, like lit up. So the test came back, obviously came back positive. And when it came back positive, C, she went and looked up at me and was like that. B, she was like, no. And then A, she had the test in her hand, and she was like, let's take it again. Come on. We'll take another one. And I instantly broke down. Like, I just started crying. I was crying so loud. I didn't care who heard me. I didn't care if they tried to kick me out of school. I was crying. I was on the bathroom floor. I was like I was crying hysterically. I was crying so loud. The security guard came in. She came into the bathroom and she was like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, oh my God, I just found out I'm pregnant. Like, help me. Like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I'm gonna die. And she was holding me and I was like, I can't. And she's like, it's gonna be okay. And all my friends, A, B, and C, they was telling me, it's gonna be okay. Calm down. We're gonna take another one. You know, A's sitting here. She don't want to believe it. She's like, maybe it's wrong. We're gonna take another one later. So I was like, okay, we can take another one. They calmed me down. I was crying all the way back to class. We walked all the way back to class and I sat down and I put my head down and I put my hood on and I was just crying. The teacher came over to me and she wrote on the like notebook or whatever, she put baby ? And I was like, I looked up at her and I went like this and I started crying. And then she was hugging me and she's like, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, it's not gonna be okay. I was crying. And she took me outside of the classroom and she was just talking to me, calming me down. So after I finally calmed down, I don't think I ever really calmed down. I just stopped crying. So after I finally stopped crying, I went back in the room and yeah, I just went on with class. And then I remember second bell, I walked in the classroom and that's history class. I didn't even take my notes. I didn't even do anything. And usually I pay attention in that class. I was on my phone the whole time and I was on YouTube and I was like, how to tell your parents that you're pregnant. Like, I was searching everything. Like, I was searching teen moms, teen pregnancy stories, teen pregnancy story times, labor stories, all that. And, you know, third bell, which was chorus, told everybody in chorus, and I cried there too, and they were all like, you know, it's gonna be okay. Basically, everybody just kept saying it's gonna be okay. So that's when A, because A was in my chorus class, A was like, let's go to the bathroom. We're gonna take another pregnancy test. And I was like, I don't want to do it again. Like, so we took another one, and I didn't have to pee. We went in there and I didn't have to pee. And she was like, you better pee. Like, I was like, I don't have to. Like, I was so shook that I couldn't pee. So she made me drink a whole bunch of water. And then eventually I peed on the stick. And that one came back positive as well. So she was like, oh my gosh, Key, like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't even know. Wow. So went back to chorus and just went about the rest of my day. I didn't even eat lunch. I wasn't happy at all. So set practice was later that day after fourth bell and after lunch. After fourth bell, went to set practice, and obviously you could tell that I've been crying. And to practice, and I'm crying still, I'm upset. And my coach, he goes like, what's wrong? You okay? I said, I'm pregnant. And I kept on walking. He was like, whoa, you're what? And he pulled me to the side and I was like, I'm pregnant. He was like how far along pregnant? I was like 4, probably 5 months. And he was like, you're what? How far along? But he was like, how did you know like you weren't pregnant? And I was like, I didn't know. Like, I had never experienced pregnancy before. I'd never, you know, I've seen it on TV. And when I looked at the symptoms, I didn't have anything, you know, remotely close to that. I felt normal. I was doing the same thing that I was always doing. I didn't grow, nothing. So I continued on with step practice. And of course, my coach watched me. He was like, don't do this too hard. Don't do that too hard. I don't know if I want you doing this anymore. And that was about it. That was my day that day. A had came with me because A was on step team too. Like, me and A did everything together. So A had came with me to ride home. And that is going to be a different story for a different day. Ooh. So this is my story time on finding out I was pregnant at 17 in high school. But I still got a beautiful baby girl that I love so much. My Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram will be located at the end of the video. So if you want to hear another story time, or if you want me to do any other challenges, just DM me or snap me and let me know. Thank y'all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this story time. And if you have any other story times you'd like to hear from me, then let me know. Sometimes I do polls on my Instagram. I might do a poll on telling my parents or my labor story next. So make sure you follow me on Instagram to be able to answer that poll. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.